What's up, everybody? So for today's video, I have a goby worm and I have a small crab on the top, and I have this beautiful view of the beach. So I'm gonna try to catch something, and hopefully I can show you guys the evidence of what I catch. Always pay attention to your rod, because in a split of a second the waves could come in and just take all of your gear. So always have a good distance between you and the waves, even with your rod, right? And your rod holder, because if you don't, the waves start crashing in and your rod holder begins to start getting washed away, and the sand keeps moving and moving. When you least expect it, your rod is inside of the ocean and you can't get it. If it was to take off right now, I could get it, but there are days where the waves and the swell is so high that it's almost impossible to get something back. So my suggestion is to always keep an eye on your rod. Don't get entertained, and every time that you see that the waves are coming in, like right now it's at a good tide level where I'm not afraid. It's still gonna keep going down. It's gonna start going up like about in another hour, and so little by little you want to keep moving your rod closer and closer to you. Okay, so that's a good tip right there for those of you that want to start fishing in the beach. Another tip that I want to give you guys is paying attention to your belongings. When you're at the beach and you're paying attention to your rod and your belongings are behind you, sometimes you have people that are just waiting for that opportunity to take advantage of it and take your stuff away. So always position yourself behind your stuff. And if you're going to go grab your rod, make sure that you're to the side of it. Like right now, my rod is right there and my stuff is to the side of it, so that I can easily turn to the right or to the left to look at it. I haven't had any bad experience with that. I haven't had anyone try to take my stuff, but you just never know when someone is out to do something bad to you. So that's another tip. All right, here's another tip. If you notice the waves are coming from that side to this side, okay? So if you're fishing and there's another fisherman to your right and another fisherman to your left, if you cast right in front of you and your weight is not that heavy, most likely your weight and whatever you have on is gonna drift to the left. So the best thing that you can do is cast to your right, and it should end up somewhere in front of you. And what you want to do also is you want to really space yourself out from that other person, because if you don't, if you're so close to someone else, then you're just going to be getting your line tangled, and this just wastes a lot of time to reel it in, cut it off. Sometimes you lose your bait and you lose also your lures. It's just a big old mess. This is a big beach. If somebody was to come right now and post themselves right next to me, I would just grab my stuff and move to the other side. I'm not gonna go and tell that person, come on, find another spot. No, I'm not gonna do that. So you just wanna move away and just do that. Or if you're fishing with your friends or family, whatever, just space yourself out so that you can cover a lot of ground, okay? Here goes the other tip. This is gonna be a combined tip. If you see that your line is bending and that your line is taking an oval shape or a round shape, tighten up your line. Just tighten it up. Now, another thing that you want to make sure you pay attention to is that you just never know where it's going to grab what you have out there, right? You never know. You don't know what fish is around. Or what about if it's a shark that grabs your whatever you have on your rod, right? Or on your hooks. What about if it's a big fish? If it's a big fish and you don't have your drag loose, like I do, right? If you don't have it loose, then then you saw that? Like, it's gonna just take your rod or take everything. So you wanna make sure that you loosen it to the point where if a fish comes, and takes it, your line could just give, right? It's not gonna be yanked, and it's gonna take your rod and all this expensive gear that you have. So always pay attention to that. Always have it very loose, right? Have it very loose. You do not want to lose expensive stuff just off of a mistake like this, all right? You guys noticed when I first started, it was very tight. Now I loosen it, I'm safe, I'm happy. I could have my line tight, I could reel it in, and you're gonna get that fish on. You just go right ahead, run to it. The first thing you do is take your rod out and tighten this to the point where you could reel in that fish, but not too tight. You want him to get tired, depending on the size of the fish. All right, today is the day to give out tips. So let's say, for example, you decide to bring bait, right? You bring bait to the beach, and you have your bait in a bag, right? Let's say, for example, you have squid, you have shrimp, you have something. If you leave it for 1 second unattended, guess what? Guess who is watching? The birds are watching. They are experts at this. They see your rod coming to the beach with a rod, and right away they start flying towards you because they know you're a fisherman. They know you take fish out of the water. They know this. They've been doing this for years. It's been passed down from generations to generations. They just check you out. Look, see that? What do you think they're doing? They're checking me out. It may seem like they're not. They're checking me out. Look at this guy right here. Look at this guy. They're checking me out. Look at that. Look at that. He's swinging around, checking the area, seeing to see if I leave anything left behind. So what you want to do is, there's a couple of things that you can do. You can either put it under your bucket, all right? Under your bucket, or inside of your bucket. But you want me to tell you something? There has been times where I've left it like this, and the bag that I have it in is sticking out, and they will take the bag. They will take the bag and fly off with it. These birds are smart, okay? They're smarter than you think, and they're watching. This is what they do. They're hungry. They're hungry, and if they could take your food, they would take your food. All right, here goes another tip. If you are fishing in a specific spot, right, you could keep moving up and down the beach, right? And you could get luckier at another spot, right? A little to the left, a little to the right. But what you also want to do is change your strategy. Like, for example, right now I have bait so that I could target my fish, right? But I've been doing it already for a good, I'll say 30 to 40 minutes. I don't want to wait that long. I'm going to change it again. I'm only going to be fishing here for an hour and a half, right? So I'm going to try another tactic right now. I'm going to use some lures. Maybe there's a fish out there that is not interested in trying to go for, food that looks like it's dead, or maybe it wants something alive. Maybe we all have different appetites, right? Even as humans, right? We some days we want cheeseburgers, some days we want different kind of food, right? So I'm gonna change it right now, and I'm gonna be working out because I'm gonna be jigging these lures and moving it. So here it goes. So I have a couple of options that I could use. I could use this one. I could use this one, right? I could use this one right here. Actually, these two I could use, right? Rapalas or something like that. Or this one right here, actually. I could use this one. But, do you know why I am going to use this one right here? Yes, you guessed it. Because it's windy. And this one is very heavy, so I'm going to be able to cast out further. All right? These other ones, for me to go farther, I'm gonna have to put weight on it and everything. Why waste my time doing that? And look at the color on this. It's very shiny, you know, and has a treble hook in the back. And yeah, this is what I'm gonna be casting out, guys. Come on, if you was a fish and you was to see this, wouldn't you want to eat it? I know I would. All right, so I literally just tied it straight to the line. Straight to the line, that's it. Very simple. It takes a few seconds. If you want to learn how to tie this, just comment below. All right? Asking me to tell you how to do it, and I will. Watch this. It looks like a bag, right? It does look like a bag, but guess what it is? It's a little tiny stingray. Little tiny stingray. We're gonna get them back in the water because I personally don't like stingrays. And this guy is probably like, what happened to me? I was just chilling. What happened? Alright? Gotta handle these guys nicely with something in your hands because they will poke you. Alright? Get them back in the water. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, that place was infested with stingrays. I'm gonna head to the jetties. To the jetty. Well, there's actually two of them over there, but I'm just gonna go there for like a good hour and then I'm gonna call it a day. Felt really good to catch that on video. I've never caught had anything on camera. That was actually the first cast with that, and I guess because it was low tide, there were so many stingrays just hanging around. They're so abundant because everyone just throws them back. Nobody keeps them. There are some people that do eat them, but I don't find them that edible. Probably the way they look, they don't look attractive. But I hear that their wings are very good. That's something I'm gonna have to try out. But let's see what happens in the jetties. Get some more footage for you guys. All right, I got here. It literally took me 3 minutes to drive over here. So a quick tip also, when you come to these parking spaces, there's different kind of apps that you could download. Once you get to the location, it should tell you which app serves or has that service. This particular parking spot has one that is called Passport. So you download the app called Passport, and you are able to just put your parking information in there, like, you know, and you know, I'm parking right now in parking space 134. I go on the app, I put that I'm in parking space 134, and just pay through there. And it's so simple. You don't have to wait for people and do nothing like that. I think it's the most convenient way to save time. And you know, sometimes there's 5, 6, 7 people waiting to pay. So the app Passport, okay? No, I'm not sponsored by them. I wish I was. But yeah, I think you should do that. That's another tip. There you go. Free tips. I'm giving out free tips today. All right. Ooh, my goodness. I finally made it all the way. All the way at the end. Oh my word. What a deal. Oh, I have to take off my jacket, man. I'm sweating. Ooh, I'm gonna be casting straight out to this side, that side, this side, whatever. And hopefully I catch something. I almost gave up. I'm gonna take a 3-minute break before I to fish. Woo!